Still having trouble coming up with that intro. Hello, everyone. So we're back. Another video. Hopefully an entertaining one. We'll see. I like to think it's entertaining, but again, I'm gonna think all of this is entertaining. That's the reason I made this channel. To do fun stuff and document it and then watch it later on. And then maybe you guys will like it. Maybe you guys won't. We'll see. But today we're gonna be doing a me reaction. I was gonna say reaction, but I'm reacting to some of the craziest out of pocket, slightly irrational conspiracy theories on the internet. And we're gonna see how I feel about them. I'm a big conspiracy theorist myself, but I'd like to think that I'd like to think I'm a bit more on the rational side. We'll see. We'll see, I guess, based on how I react to these, because these are completely irrational. I'd like to think I'm prepared when it comes to being a conspiracy theorist, but maybe I'm a little bit dramatic. So we're gonna read or react and listen to hear just some of the craziest ones that I could find and see what they'd entail. Let's get into it. So the first one I want to talk about is that time travelers invented TikTok to distract Gen Z. Interesting. Before I even read why, I do believe TikTok is a distraction. I would like to say it's a distraction from the government, Britney Spears type beat. But I don't think it's just Gen Z. I feel like it's society in general. Maybe, you know what, we're pretty guilty. I do be on TikTok. I be having my fair share, unhealthy or not. But I feel like it's all of us. I feel like we're all victims of whoever is manipulating us here, but
especially during we all say true. Yeah.
Whatever. So this theory is the idea that these time travelers from a post-apocalyptic future come back and invented TikTok for us, as well as other things, but we're talking about TikTok, in order to distract us from something that's inevitably going to happen and create the downfall of humanity. I understand. But what are we... I think we already are aware that humanity is struggling. Maybe TikTok is more of like a comforting distraction rather than manipulation distraction. That's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, I think, yeah, this one is a... Oh, I made dino nuggets and they just finished. But anyways, I do think that this one is tad far-fetched. Just a tad. Let's get back into it. Don't talk with your mouth full. This next one is it's a bit of a doozy, but just hear it out. This next one is that Microsoft Excel is actually a demon summoning tool. Like I said, just wait. So some deep forums claim that Excel is coded with ancient numerology. Ooh. And accidentally opens portals when certain spreadsheets align and numbers form or cross over the wrong, incorrect way. The grid structure of Excel resembles ancient summoning tables. Certain formulas supposedly form sigils that open micro portals. And it's also, the evidence of this has said that certain crash outs, data breaches, any type of technological error or crash was a summoning that went wrong. Like I said, I'm not gonna say this one's out of pocket. I'm not gonna say I agree, but we all believe something. Next one, the Static Men. A deep web urban legend claims shadowy figures composed of TV static occasionally manifest in places with malfunctioning electronics such as TV glitches, your phone, computer messing up. I don't know why I poured it into my computer. You can't see it, but you get the point. As well as these static men supposedly feed on human connection and make people forget, seeing that they saw them, because not only do they feed on this connection, they feed on our fear and confusion. I'm not gonna lie. I believe this one. Maybe it's silly. It could be silly, but I'm a big spiritual believer, if you will. I believe in lots of demons. For example, when I'm scared, I don't run. I don't run. I heard that there's a ghost that is literally invented or made, or his purpose, whatever, is to catch you when you're scared and running. You know, when you run up the stairs after you turn off the light and it's dark and whatever, don't run, because there's a ghost who will catch you. That's his whole job. Anyways, so clearly I'm a big ghost person. So that I understand. I don't know if it's necessarily ghosts. It just says shadowy figures in the TV.
Huh?
Maybe we might be tripping. Speaking of tripping, birds are not drones. They are actually parasites. And that is what our next theory entails. We already know that birds, not birds. Don't let me I don't mean to disrespect the feathered community. Pigeons. We know that pigeons aren't real. We all know that. Like, don't get it twisted. But this theory is that birds are not only surveillance drones, but alien parasites wearing feathered organic shells, and that they are made to manipulate the human conscious through their existence, their frequencies, their, I don't know. So I don't know if this means they still work with the government or not, because the government knows we have aliens. They be kicking it. But do they know that the birds are aliens? Or did they make them aliens? Or did the aliens send them? I'm not sure. Hopefully. That one again is I really do believe that I do believe the theory that birds are spies from the government. But I don't think that they're aliens or sent by aliens. That's kind of just like why. Like, I feel like they could spy on us in a multitude of other ways, and that's just a random one. Like, and I'm pretty sure the government they call dibs on that. The alien's gonna have to find other ways to spy on us. Before we get into this next theory, it's my favorite of all. If you saw my busted up cuticles, no, you did. Best sound in the world. Okay, keep it going. Next, the human race already went extinct, and it happened back in you know when? 2012. So we all know that the world was supposed to end back in 2012. There's even a movie about it. There's people saying that they've never felt the same since 2012. Yada, yada, yada. We're very aware of this one. Well, if you're like me, you're aware. This one is basically also the fact that not only did the world end and we are either dead or in the afterlife, whatever, but that we're on a backup re-looping simulation made by the universe in order to keep us thinking that we're alive and beyond 2012, when in fact we're not. I'm not saying that this one is unreasonable, because like there's definitely simulation theories that I believe. Like, we could definitely be in a simulation. But I do not believe that the world ended in 2012. So why would I believe that we're on a made re-looping simulation? I don't know. I don't think that the world ended. I've seen quote the quote evidence, and it just doesn't make sense to me. It's not evidence. So but it's a good theory. I enjoy it. Love to hear them. Next, we have that the sun is cold. Um, mm, Apparently, there's a fringe theory arguing that the sun isn't hot, but that we have been brainwashed to think that it's hot. It radiates cold particles, but that we are manipulated and brainwashed to think that it is hot. And who are we brainwashed and manipulated by, you asked? The aliens. It's the aliens again. See, I get it. I get it. But like, why would we need to think that it's hot? If it's super cold, would we not just be just as cautious of it? What is it being, what does us thinking it's hot do for them? Like, what's the reason?
What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason?
Anyways, moving on to a theory that isn't as stupid. The real moon was actually stolen in 1843. Maybe they're all stupid. Just in case you were tired of the aliens, this isn't your theory. It's the aliens again. They stole the moon, actually.
We are going to steal. Pause for effect.
So the theory is that the aliens took the moon back in 1843, and it's actually a 3D projection that they're showing us. Again, what is the reason? I'm not going to entertain the theories that don't even make sense to me. You heard them. We heard what they're about. What else is there to say? Let's move on. Trees are antennas for mind control. Ooh. This theory is based off the idea that not all of the super really tall trees are natural regular trees, but they're actually antenna towers made to send out signals as well as get our signals, whatever you want to call it, take them, grasp them, whatever. Have our signals in order to give the government more information as well as get us to think what the government wants us to think. Not only are the trees supposedly made by the government in order to send and receive symbols to society, but apparently this is an ancient theory made by technocratic civilizations. So I do believe that there are like hidden things that the government uses to spy on us, such as the birds, maybe, a tall tree here and there. But I do not believe that this theory is that thought out, especially since the internet and a lot of technology is fairly not very fucking old. So, yeah, but I do like that one. It's very interesting. Next theory, the ocean is fake. Dun dun dun. The ocean is fake theory is based off the fact that it is not actually large bodies of water, but it is thin layers of liquid covering machines or whatever the government wants to hide, because we know they love hiding stuff from us. People believe that they're either hiding alien habitats, a life form that they don't want us to know, machinery that is secret and confidential, or because we know that the Wi-Fi and internet and data cables under there, that they are actually more high tech than they want us to believe, and that they are, if we could see their capabilities with our eyes, that we would know that it's not just Wi-Fi. People just like to think this stuff because the fact that we have not discovered so much of the ocean, which I do think is very weird. Like even though we can't go down there, we can't send something down there. Like why is that? The ocean should not be as much of a mystery as it is, but whatever. I'm not an oceanologist. Okay, our next theory is that social media challenges are actually mind control experiments and ways for the governments to see how manipulative we are, because we are. I mean, they do it every day. Trends like the ice bucket challenge, planking, TikTok dances, other stuff like that are believed to be made by a psychological analyzer that works for the government, and they create these theories and put them out in order to see what is more susceptible sorry more susceptible to ooh, more susceptible to peer pressure. They want to see which ones are more susceptible to peer pressure, and therefore they can use that information in order to get peer pressure to work in their favor. I do believe this one. I know we've come across a lot of ones that are very weird, Very weird. But this one I do believe. I believe that also that the government puts stuff in TV shows, in reality shows, anything that isn't really in the quote norm, in order to see what we react to and what we don't, in order to see how much they can get away with. So they 1000% probably create these trends in order to see how stupid we are. This theory is called Hollywood's sleeper word. I'm a big fan of pop culture theories, like the clones, the lizards, the people being brainwashed and then they're um being almost awoken from their trances and going crazy, like the Britney Spears or Kanye or anything like that. So this is basically that. This theory is based off the idea that in celebrity interviews, you can hear people use trigger words or hand gestures in order to get celebrities' sleeper agents. That's what they're called, to be activated and replace the celebrity that was probably pushing a line or saying something they shouldn't have or not behaving the way that they are expected to behave. I 1000% believe this theory. I've seen lots of times where you can just see a celebrity just completely shutting down or completely almost turning into a different person. It's almost like they're robots. Like their switch just got shut off and it's very weird. I've seen a lot of theories where celebrities are being hypnotized or anything like that and I believe them. I think Hollywood is terrifying. This next one is a theory that I do believe, but I haven't read all of it, so I don't know if I believe this version of it, but I know that this in fact is a thing. So we'll see what it says. It's called the Illuminati emoji language theory. I know. This theory is based off the idea that the overuse of certain emojis on TikTok or Twitter or Reddit or anything like that are supposed to secretly represent elite communication between people who understand that secret code that they have. This one is based off the emojis, and I'll put them here so you can see them. But this one is about the Illuminati using these emojis to in order to communicate between their elites. But I could see that. The reason what I want to get into is I know for a fact that cheese pizza people use emojis in order to describe certain children or certain things that they're looking for. So I know that it's a thing already. But the Illuminati one is not one I have heard of. That's interesting, and I actually believe it, especially because a lot of Illuminati is within pop culture. So guess who uses a lot of emojis? People who love social media. Pop culture people. Singers don't sing anymore. Mm-mm-mm. This theory is based off that hit people like Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, I don't know, Dua Lipa are actually not recording their own voices anymore. Maybe they did at one point, but are now just using AI to take their voices that they already have, samples they already have, and make not only recording new songs, but even making new songs actually. This theory is probably 1000% true because AI is terrifying. It's so scary. Guess where I found all these theories? AI. Till the moment. Excuse me. Yeah, AI is terrifying, and not only is it terrifying because you of how much you can do it, but it's terrifying because of how much people are starting to rely on it. Like these people, this is their job. Why on earth are you that lazy that you just need to just sit around and have AI do your whole point of living, your whole point of careerness? Anyways, I believe that theory. Our last theory is based off one of my all-time favorite conspiracies, Mandela effects, and this is that the Mandela effect is actually controlled by the Mandela switch. So this theory is claiming that CERN isn't actually accidentally having these effects and or blips in reality, but that they are purposely manipulating them to happen for whatever possible reason. We all know a Mandela effect to be a shift in the timeline and it changes things that we thought to be one thing and makes them another. And a big theory of this is that they're accidents, whether it's from time travelers or um, a butterfly effect that went wrong. They're usually blips exactly. They're usually things that aren't supposed to happen or things that just got messed up along the way. But this theory is that they have actually been deliberately shifted or switched in order to make something happen or make things possible in another universe. People believe that CERN have a quantum switching device that is made to hide political events or shift scenarios that should have happened but didn't happen or whatever. I believe Mandelas. Mandelas are real, and do I think that they could be made on purpose? I do, and I full on believe they probably have the capabilities to do so. But do I believe that's every Mandela effect? No, because I do believe in time travelers, and if everyone knows the butterfly effect, if you mess up one thing, it messes up a whole bunch of stuff. So I believe that is a big reason for the Mandela effects we see today. But unfortunately, that is all I have for you guys today. I had a lot of fun looking up these theories. Like I said, I love conspiracy theories. So I've usually heard a lot of them. Not that I don't love them just as much, but and I wanted to see some, get my reactions to some I've never heard before, or some that I felt quite interesting. And even though some of them are quite unbelievable, they are very interesting to see how people's brains works and why people think about the world the way they do. If you like these theories, I would gladly do more, talk about some of the theories I love, some of the theories I hate, or my all-time favorite, Mandela effects. And I also have a bunch of other videos coming soon. If you didn't like these, I know it's a lot of me just yapping, so it's fine. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Smell ya later.